Hi, I'm Teresa Chang.
Hi, I'm Felicia Grant Cummings.
Hi, I'm Kim Johnson with Moms Navigating Autism.
Welcome to the show. Tonight we have Dr. Zamora Crawford Olin. I'm actually really excited to have her on the show because she has developed an app that I've been looking for because I have a young adult that has transitioned into adulthood. And I always kept thinking, hopefully he has some sort of app that's been developed that will help him with his life social skills. Lord and behold, Zamora came along and she has that app. And that app, I believe, is called Artie. So why don't we let Zamora tell you all about it?
Well, thank you, Teresa and Kim. It is certainly a pleasure to be here with you guys today. So the name of the product actually is Thrive with Artie. And I'll tell you, it's kind of weird, or, how it came about. It wasn't something that I set out to do, but nonetheless, it's here now. And so I am definitely excited about it. Like everyone that, went through the pandemic, our kids got sent home. And I noticed some glaring gaps, with my son and his learning, how he interacted with his peers. In that virtual environment, they were talking about all sorts of things. And he was in the third grade at the time. And some of his peers were very advanced in, how they were articulating their responses. And, I know that was okay because I know my son, he has autism. But when I looked at the work packets that were coming home, he was doing like kindergarten work in third grade. And I knew that he was capable of so much more. So my husband and I, we decided to bring him home and homeschool him. And, he cried a lot. I cried a lot, trying to get through this whole virtual learning process. But the more we stuck to it and developed a routine, he responded positively to the rigor. He started to show signs that he was enjoying learning. But, as we got further and further, into the process, I noticed that how he was processing information was very different. So we started working with some different tools to try to help him, think about what we were talking about and develop some of those critical or sort of analytical skills. And I know that these things are very important as you begin to enter into adulthood. And so one of my biggest fears was him not being able to sustain himself as, an adult. And as he got older, I'll tell you, it's a beautiful thing because he started expressing some of his own desires and dreams for what his life, what he wanted it to look like. And so right now he is about 12 years old. So his biggest thing is he does say he wants to get married, but he wants someone that's going to help him chop down trees. Now, I don't know if she actually exists, right, to chop down trees, but that's his vision. So I want to do whatever I can, right, to help him do that. But on a, serious note, I worry about this because I do have daughters, and I want him to be able to, sort of carry his own weight as a young man. And so whatever his best looks like, I really want to help him to achieve that. And so, like I said, we started working on some things, and I had an opportunity. I'm a glutton for punishment. I went back to school to get some executive education, and I had an opportunity to take a digital product management course. And I said, well, let me see if I could sort of turn this into a product. And I'll tell you, it was it came to my mind very easily, but it's been a a challenging process to bring to life because after all the research and everything that I've done, I didn't think that it would, really hit me so hard that it would have such an impact on me. And it's really grown into a passion. And, when I look at the statistics that are out there as it relates to adults who, even when they are college educated, that they're having a hard time sustaining employment or even getting employment. Those numbers are really shocking. And, just to think about the annual cost, or the lifetime cost of someone with autism, it's a lot to bear for any family. And as the rates continue to increase, the numbers just came out last week where the CDC is saying that we are no longer 1 in 44 with autism. 8-year-olds identified as autism. Now it's, 1 in 36. So, with that increase and knowing that by 2025, we're going to have 500,000 young adults that are entering into adulthood, moving out of that system, I think that, we all need to do our part to make sure that these kids are ready for a future. And, there's so much going on in the world. And one of the reasons why, and I know that there are some great programs out there, some residential programs that are doing a lot, but the truth is that we are in a digital world. And I don't want my child or any other child living with autism to experience that digital divide. And so I think having a tool where they are online and able to, learn, I think is a great thing because they play video games online. They certainly watch YouTube videos and other things. So,
they do.
If I create that, that's interactive, that's exciting, for them, then I think it will be a great thing.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. Tell us how it works.
So, and I have a great video for you that, I definitely want us to kind of walk through. But when you log in, they're able to, the user can go to their dashboard, and we have daily check-ins, which sort of allows them to kind of do a temperature check. And depending on how they respond to that daily check-in, then they're prompted to do something else, because we want to make sure that we are, as much as possible, creating an environment that is, fruitful for learning. And so Artie is our AI tool that's going to be used to sort of motivate them and move them along the learning path. So there are different skills that they can sort of get in there and learn, life skills, time management, money management. There's some health and wellness. And what we're really trying to do is change the conversation at every level. And so we have three different learning paths, right? And so I know early intervention is a big thing. And so I've heard several stories about parents getting to the senior year and not knowing that transition services are needed. And so they're at this point where they're about to phase out, and now it's a rush to get them the services that they need. And I can't. I'm in Virginia now, but I came from the state of Maryland, and there's a long waiting list. I was told, when my son was in kindergarten, that I needed to get on that list, because there was a long waiting list, and it was going to take that long, for him to actually get to the top of that list. And so having those various learning paths, especially with the early intervention, so starting at age 12, it allows them to get in there and get some of this training early. And I know with my son, repetition, that's the thing. If I give it to him one way and he doesn't receive it, then I need to, in my own words, kind of remix it and give it to him another way, and then maybe he will receive it that way. And sometimes it takes someone new altogether coming in to say the very same thing I feel in my mind, right, that I've said, and for him to actually get it. And so we try to use different modalities within the app. So we have some people that may be auditory learners, visual learners. So we try to give them the information in various ways. So I think that sort of helps ensure efficacy throughout the as they matriculate throughout the curriculum. So with the various learning phases, I think the conversation should change, because as we move through life, we are going to experience different things. So I'm not going to experience the same thing at 15 that I will at 20, and then certainly not at 45. And so the goal of the application is to sort of support them through transition and beyond.
Is the app for individuals all on the spectrum, like from nonverbal, needing prompts and somebody assisting them using the app, up to more functioning autism, or it's for individuals like that have Asperger's that can communicate, talk, and use the app on their own?
That's a good question. So what we are aiming to do, the goal is to meet in the middle, so that way most people that are on the spectrum could use it. And so what I want to do in the future is actually get it to the point where we have those different learning levels. So we're still in that creation phase, but that is definitely where we want to get to that point, because there are definitely some lessons that I think should be shared with everyone, whether they're verbal or nonverbal. I remember last summer, rather, I went to a tech day in DC, and I had a conversation with a mom. Her daughter was in her 30s, and it was time for those annual trips to the doctor, right? And we all know how we hate those trips. And so, and she is nonverbal. And so one of the things that the mother made me realize, is that these are conversations also that we should be having, that there should be someone teaching them what to expect when you go to the doctor, what to expect, whether it's the dentist or whether it's, to get a physical. And as you guys know, and I'm sure you do know, most people with special needs, they don't get as much of that preventative care as they need to. And so the ER sort of becomes like their mode of treatment. And so if we can have information like this, within the application, that, under that health and wellness, that you should be going to the doctor, and this is what you should expect, and these are the conversations that you should have, then that, I think that's very helpful. So we do want to be able to share those conversations with people who are nonverbal, so that way, they know what to expect as well.
Kind of like a video game, beginners to more advanced kind of thing. Like, you have to start somewhere.
Right.
Well, so at what phase are you now?
So we've tested the app with some users, and we've gotten some great feedback. One of the things that we got feedback on, which was 100%, I think, across the board, is for caregivers and counselors to be able to connect and have some sort of oversight over their learners. So that's what we're working on now, and then we'll be releasing the next iteration of it, so we can test that as well.
Oh, wow. So this is something that school districts could use, and then it crosses over to whatever therapists they use at, I think that,
yes.
Yeah, I think that's wonderful, because I have hired therapists on the outside, and you have your team at school. Well, the teams at school and the therapists are never connecting. I have the private team always saying, I reached out to the school, but they're not calling me back. And and the school is too busy. The app will kind of like update on things, and that's great.
Yeah. And you'll get to choose sort of like, who is on your team and who has access to that, almost,
right.
A password of sort. But you know what? You said an interesting thing that made me think about the therapist and the school not being on the same page. But, sometimes the occupational therapist and the speech therapist and teacher in the school, they're not on the sometimes, and they struggle until you get to that IEP point, right?
A lot of times it's because the school districts have budgets, and they're not putting a lot into special ed. That psychologist gets overwhelmed because he's got a big workload. He's got to prioritize what calls he's going to return. And it's so this, kind of he could probably see everything that's on there and kind of get up to speed. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think we should be having those, that reporting within our teams, our support team rather, because sometimes you may not remember what happened 2 weeks ago, but it's something that, you make a mention of, I really need to tell the therapist this, but then it sort of gets missed. Also, if it comes out in those therapy sessions, then the school can be relayed. And also same thing when you're dealing with, vocational rehabilitation specialists, because again, I want this to sort of travel with them beyond that transition. When they're looking for jobs, if there is a job coach that is supporting the person on the job, because a lot of companies now, they are trying to be a bit more proactive as it relates to hiring people on the spectrum. And so one of the accommodations that some companies are making is by bringing in that job coach. So that may be something that, they could use as well.
So you have a video to show us.
Hey guys, it's me, Artie. Today, I want to tell you all about my new app. Thrive with Artie is an app designed to help people with autism during and after their transition into adulthood. The app will help you learn social skills like communication, time management, money management, and other executive functioning skills like how to plan your day or how to think before you act. Thrive with Artie is designed to support 3 types of learners: Foundations Learner, the Thrive Learner, and the Elevate Learner. Let's take a look at it. Are you ready? Let's go. When you first log in, learners will be directed to their dashboard for daily check-in. Learners will then have the option to enter their learning paths. In the learning path, you can choose which topics you want to explore and learn. Let's check out some of the courses under our life skills. Once here, you can select any of the courses shown. When you enter the course, you are presented with information in multiple ways. This is beneficial to those who are visual or auditory learners. At this point, you can either stop or continue through this lesson. Within each lesson, there is a short video that brings the words to life visually for each learner. The app also provides motivational quotes for learners who are struggling to get started. Resources are also provided in the app for parents and our Elevate learners. Our goal is to create an interactive environment to help learners obtain the skills they need to thrive beyond their transition into adulthood. With this tool, you can learn the skills you need to thrive anytime, anywhere.
This is exciting. Oh, I can't wait. When does it come out?
Well, we're going to be releasing the next iteration soon.
So it's actual videos of people doing these social skills. And the other thing I'm asking is the people that are the role models for this kind of thing, are they individuals that people with autism could kind of relate to? Because like the videos that I saw look like average people. So my son is severely autistic, so he's definitely different than people that would be in this video. But what kind of things will they see on there? Will it be individuals that they could relate to that are like them, is what I'm asking.
Well, you know what, Kim, that's a good question. And to me, when I think about autism, I think about sometimes it's a need or a different ability, as they say, that people can't see offhand. So a lot of times, when you're in the workplace or you're in school, it's not until you actually speak or interact with the person that you actually know that they may be on the spectrum. And sometimes you may not even know it. They have to disclose it, to you. And so I think that some people will be able to relate. And then as things become available to us, then we will definitely make sure that everyone can see themselves in the training. And that's, definitely one of my goals, and I want to make sure that everybody who uses it feels they're able to connect with it. So if anyone else wants to, get that insight, they can always go to our website. There's a link on the website, www.thrivewithartie.com, and they can fill out the information to learn more, and then we will definitely put them on the list when it's time to test it again. So the more feedback that we get from users, then the more we can improve the product, right?
Right. This is
And
exciting.
who's doing the testing for you? Is it a combination of both the caregivers, individuals? Do you have like all different kind of people trying it?
Yeah, the individuals, you're able to log in, create your own account and then begin using it at your leisure. And then so we are asking for feedback via survey to kind of let us know whether you loved it, hated it, and, how can we make it better?
Here, like part of the transition, like high school to day hab or college or any program that individuals go to in their next step, part of the end of their schooling, whether it's at 18 or 23, is to do life skills and what you're talking about, money planning and stuff. And I know, like, when I was looking for transition programs for my son in day hab and stuff, some of the curriculums at the day habs or where they work with the individuals on how to count out money, how to plan or a household like rent or a job and all these things. These are supposed to be part of their transitioning and planning within programs within the schools, day habs, and what they do. Not that it happens everywhere. This is also comes into the line of that for individuals that aren't getting those kind of things that they need. Because I know, like, one of the day habs I went to, they had a separate room where like they had like little cash registers and they worked on counting the money to give change, and for the individuals that could possibly work at a job and deal with the cash register and give out change. And these were part of the curriculums and programs that they had. So
yeah, and you know what, the beauty of what we're trying to do here, it's not to compete with any of those existing programs. So this is, that support.
But like,
we're augmenting, whatever they're getting in person, because, we can create, a banking simulation, but it's not going to be the same as hands-on with the money. But there is something that they will get out of it, because if you have a credit card or a bank card and, understanding how to do that online. So they may not get that in those centers, but this will build on the skills that they're already
definitely
getting.
will be a help on top of that, because like I said, not all individuals are getting that from the programs there. It all depends, and you got to think about it. I'm just talking about the ones I went to look at. Could you imagine how many are here in New York State alone, not across the whole U.S., that don't have anything, or they're not giving individuals anything that they need? So whether it's on top of what they're getting already, or this is what the only that they're getting, and they're working with their village, what you call a village. And my son definitely always had a great village around him. It's definitely to help them with what they need. So definitely good. Is he still homeschooled?
He is still homeschooled. Since he was in third grade now, so he's in sixth grade, going to the seventh grade. So he is right, in my target audience. But he has come so far. I like to call him a independent learner, meaning that he could actually sit down now and he can complete an assignment on his own. And it took us a lot to get there, and he's developing this love for reading now. We've gone through all the Roald Dahl books, and he really loves the slap comedy in there. Now we are reading the Artemis Fowl series. I don't know if you guys have heard of him, but he's like this 12-year-old billionaire spy, and so he loves that. It's filled with trolls and sprites and fairies and things like that, and so he's excited about that. But to see his love for learning sort of come to light. I'm excited about that because, the more I learn about autism, even though everyone is somewhere else on the spectrum, because it's not, degenerative, at some point, they'll continue to increase, even though it may be slower for some and quicker for others. One of the things that I'm learning is that I just have to continue to support him where he is, and encourage him to continue to push. So some of the things I'll ask him, like, do you feel as if this was your best? So I'm trying to teach him how to self-assess. And if you know that you can do better, then come on, let's do better. And so, and my son's a bit of a ham too. And he knows how to get over on me. So one of the things I tell him, you can't, fool me with that cute little face. I made that face. That face doesn't impress me, anymore. And so, but he will try to tug at my heartstrings. But, just continuing, like I said, to support him where he is on his journey. I think that's the best thing.
It helps the therapists communicate more. So I think that it's really needed. And I think that the kids being able to visualize things, because you have a lot of people on the spectrum that are visual learners through the videos and through the app. I think it's great. So did you design the app yourself?
I did.
So you had some sort of background in computer software engineering.
Well, during those MySpace days, having to code my own profile page really paid off. That's that is the. I know a little bit more than that, but right. I did some research actually, and so there are a lot of I would say low code, no code tools out there that sort of help you bring your vision to life. So I spent a lot of nights on YouTube, sort of learning about the particular product that I chose. And so with this new upgrade, actually we are moving to a platform that allows for more flexibility and improves the user experience a lot more. So, and it's, the other platform was very, nice, and it was visually appealing, but I think this one is going to have more bells and whistles. And so I've been spending a lot of time, working to learn that as well. And, but I think this third iteration, and to take it where I want it to be, I'm definitely going to need some help. So I just, I'm in the process of bringing on a software engineer and a product manager to sort of help me, because I think there's a lot of technology that is available right now that I would like to have integrated into the application. And I think, just having some additional subject matter expertise at my disposal is definitely going to get me what I need.
Thank you so much, Zamora, for coming on. We would love having you on.
Thank you for sharing it. Yes.
Yes.
Thank you. I appreciate you all. Thank you.
Thank you. We want to thank Altis for providing us with this platform. And we also want to remind everybody that we are mothers. We're not professionals. We're sharing our experiences so that we can help you with your autism child.
Follow us on all social media. Don't forget to follow, like, and subscribe.